Alright, so this is the commentary for this Mordecai's Thoughts video. And that's right, Mordecai's Thoughts on the safe side. Okay, well, I'm just thought I'd be silly or something to start off this commentary, but yeah, so, yeah, I don't know how this came to me, like, because this one makes sense, Mordecai's Thoughts on the safe side. Because, I feel like, because it's one of those that because, one thing is that, we know, because Mordecai's Thoughts is supposed to be, have that, nostalgia critic and JonTron vibes, you know what I'm saying? And, I even kind of wonder as though that, maybe the safe side would be something that maybe JonTron would do, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, and so, hey, because, why not for this one, Mordecai's Thoughts, and that is true, because, what Mordecai says, because recording, Crypto the Superdog on VHS, and, during commercial break, the safe side was one of those, and it was, because, what I kind of do is, and especially with Mordecai's Thoughts, is I kind of mention and kind of bring in my childhood stuff into them, like, the puppets, my puppet characters had that kind of same childhood thing too, if you know what I'm saying. Just, yeah, I think that's how I got introduced to the safe side, is the commercials, and because they were on the VHS recordings of Crypto the Superdog. Yeah, and I don't know if any of you guys, or if anybody would at least know the safe side as of now, especially because, like, for one thing, one of the creators of the safe side, John Walsh, because as of now, like, he has his own TV show, hunting down, like, those, I don't know, sexual harassment people, or just, I don't know, something like that. I forget the name of it and what he does, but something like that, kidnappers, to put it at that. But yeah, so, this was a lot of fun, and you know what, because to be 100% honest, I really didn't expect this to be, like, say, 19 minutes or something, especially because when I was filming when I was filming Mordecai's scenes, I was thinking to myself, maybe this might not be so long of a video, if you get what I'm saying, but when I started putting it all together with the clips of Mordecai, as well, and with the clips from the safe side video, yeah, I was like, okay, so that's not what I was expecting, and it came out as the same amount of how long the first one was, with Seinfeld and Superman. Both are 19 minutes, but the only difference is, besides them being 19 minutes, I think, like, they're, like, up to, like, say, one of them is, like, up to like, 19 minutes, 50 seconds, and the other's, like, 19 minutes, 29 seconds, something like that. I think the safe side, I need to, because I think this one is, yeah. But anyways, so, my experience and my memories of the safe side, yeah, I watched it. I enjoyed it and watched it a couple of times. I was also unaware, and because, just a heads up, it is mentioned and teased, at the end of this video, that there was actually another safe side film, and that was, the safe side of the internet, which, of course, Mordecai's thoughts on that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and, like, okay, I think, yeah, because Mordecai's thoughts, this is all Mordecai, okay? Not me, this is not actually me giving my thoughts and such, giving them to Mordecai. This is all Mordecai, and as I've mentioned before, oh yeah, and this one joke with the clip of The Wizard of Oz. I don't know, because, hey, Nostalgia Critic and JonTron, they do stuff like that too. So why not? And especially because, the Chihuahua in the safe side dressed up as the witch, hey, why not? That's perfect. I forget the name of who this basketball player is, but yeah, so, yeah, once again, I really didn't expect this to be that long, and when I was filming Mordecai shots, because, I was actually making real good progress when I was filming Mordecai shots. It's like, to me, it's like I got done with them quickly, just like that. And yeah, so... Yeah, and I also, because there are some parts that I didn't want to, of course, keep this video going, there are some parts of it where I did skip, because, well, the thing is, the important thing of the safe side is the hot tips, so, of course, covered all the hot tips. With its funny moments because, yeah, it's like, what's up with a gorilla showing up, Yeah, and there's one part in this where, Mordecai mentions, it's a good thing Gorgon's not here. I don't know, because for me, it's like, if Gorgon was there, he would just be like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, just something like that. And Mordecai later on throughout this, he gets aggravated with the gorilla popping up here and there. Yeah, and some of the jokes right here with this hot tip, keep your safe-sided adult close, like one part of mentioning Jackie Chan, and one mentioning of, say, the 60s Batman, that too, because it's pretty obvious when this scene coming up here. Yeah, because, the mentioning of Jackie Chan, I just had to, I had to think of something, and for Mordecai to say something on Jackie Chan, I think the joke turned out okay. Yeah, so this part with, referencing Batman, yeah, this, because it's pretty obvious, don't you think? Batman did the exact same thing, with pow, boom, bam, the words popping up, Yeah, and, this one guy who pops up right here, and, the music video, he has sunscreen on his nose. Yeah, of course, that's pretty funny, too, with Grandma there. Hi-ya! So, I don't know, I just decided to let that run, I don't know why, Mordecai should have said something about that with the nickel. I would just, would have been funny. Yeah, and, these jokes coming up here at the doorbell. Well, specifically the one with the clown, with the clowns, and, yeah, JonTron Nostalgia Critic would do something like that too. Pop up, show pictures of, of whatever it is that's on screen, and they would pull up pictures, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I really forget the name of that one clown down below of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I knew his name before, and I just need to check again. And the movie that clown was in. Yeah, and that gorilla, disco. And Johnny Bravo, I don't get it, because, where's the mentioning of Johnny Bravo? Because Safe Side Super Chick mentioned Johnny Bravo. Yeah, and this part right here, because, yeah, this one makes a lot of sense, because, who would do that? Just knock on the door, just, and just buzz. There'd be, where'd the buzzer come from? Why is there a buzzer, and yet there's a doorbell there? Mordecai, I think, established that pretty good. Yeah, and even that one part where, it's Mordecai, he says, open the door, I will kill you, just, imagine if that was included as well. That would have been funny. Exactly, because I think even like the box is making there's like more than one animal. Um, and I think because okay, again, this is all Mordecai, given his thoughts and such. But I do have to say this. This right here that what Mordecai's about to say is like I'm also kind of in on it too. Like because like okay. They're like, would you expect like that woman would have like saw them and like those two girls and like would have come up with something? Just Mordecai I think establishes it pretty good, but just it's like, okay, did that even happen, or would you just again, Mordecai establishes it pretty good, I think. Yeah, so and the next hot tip, because I kind of think I feel as though, because in the safe side videos, like this hot tip segment right here and the very first one of safe side adults, or well, especially the one with with this one, the longest one of the safe side film. Yeah, and because this coming up here, because we see a gorilla. And I almost kind of forgot, not the gorilla girl's not wearing ponytails. It's just a bow on her hair. Mordecai says ponytails and such, but no. I kind of when I was filming Mordecai shots, I kind of forgot about that, of what the gorilla actually had in her fur. Yeah, again, I think this is probably the best one so far of Mordecai's thoughts, because for one thing, it was a lot easy making this. It was a lot of fun, and because I knew the safe side very well, so because as I said, my experience with this, watching it, just And I kind of think, because with her over the toilet paper, you can kind of see like she does change shirts. Yeah, even when she does that. Even more, because here's the thing, because in this, even Mordecai does express his feelings to the hot tips, because, they are true, and especially this one, like someone tries to snatch a kid, what I'm saying, asks them to leave with them. Yeah, it's very true, and just, yeah, and that's the thing, because, like, Mordecai, because, even though Mordecai, does find this a bit stupid or something, he still, he does admit that to the hot tips that the safe side video is talking about, so, and this is coming up here, because with the crayon, we've all seen those before, even as Mordecai establishes. Like, I remember seeing them a lot, or to put it this, all the time, like, say at, local Toys R Us stores, and actually, because my mom told me this, they're actually piggy banks. But I think you could still use them for fun, like, use them in your videos and, like, pretend they're giant crayons, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and just like what the safe side has done, so... yeah, so, and this hot tip right here, too, is important. Your safe side circle, and that guy totally steps over it. Actually, because, like, you know what? Because speaking of badges, actually, because if you have the safe side DVD, it does come with badges. I think I did use one of them, and of course threw that away for trash. Yeah, and right here, because I had to skip through most of these next segments, But, of course, while the clips of them are showing and Mordecai's talking, just, And especially this part right here with, like, news anchor, safe side super news. Yeah, what Mordecai, what he says on that. Because, focusing on the hot tips. So, Well, yeah, because okay, but still had to skip some of the parts because I guess you can say because of time and such, and I guess I couldn't, I really couldn't think of what Mordecai should say and just stuff like that. Yeah, and yeah, and I have to say because yeah, even what Mordecai says because that kid would at least know his dad's friend, so um, yeah, and this part right here with the coach, and you may notice right here because part of this is kind of cut, that kind of technique has been done before. I remember seeing it in Nostalgia Critic, and I think JonTron, I don't know, but especially the Nostalgia Critic. And this scene coming up right here, too, with Gorgon and Butler, I don't know, because, just something random for these, and why not? Because as of now, because you look at Nostalgia Critics videos, they cut to weird and just funny segments, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, even what Gorgon says, isn't that random enough for you? Because yeah, Gorgon has a point, and that's the thing for these puppet videos, and for Mordecai's thoughts. This was kind of fun doing. I mean, because not only filming the shots with Gorgon and Butler, but also voicing both of them and inserting the sound effects. Because there's the sound of the baseball bat hitting the ball, and the sound of the ball crashing in the window. So, yeah. It turned out pretty good when it was all finished. And a lot of fun. Yep, and, because near the end of this, go over all the hot tips that was talked about. And, yeah, the gorilla is wearing those, I think they're, rabbit glasses or something, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I don't know, because Mordecai, he doesn't freak out again when the gorilla pops up again playing Frisbee. Yeah, and John Walsh making an appearance, because you heard his voice throughout the film, and then you finally see him. But actually, because in the safe side video of, keeping kids smart and safe on the internet, John Walsh does actually appear a couple of times in person, so, yeah. And once again, the gorilla and with the chihuahua. And the music video, because I think it was up to that point where, Mordecai's just had enough and just something snapped in his head. So, that's enough for him. So even as he establishes.
That's it. I have had it with this. My thoughts on this? You want to know my thoughts?
Now, really, because I don't think this is, again, this is all Mordecai, what he says about the safe side. But for me, I don't find this stupid. It is enjoyable, But the thing is, okay, I'm sure that kids can really concentrate and focus on the important stuff that the safe side film talks about, of the hot tips, because this has its funny moments, etc., I think it does. You know what? Because I'm sure it has worked for kids, not only laughing at its funny moments, but also paying attention to the hot tips. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and this coming up right here with Max, telling Mordecai about the safe side, keeping kids smart and safe on the internet, because, that's a tease, for a follow-up to, Mordecai giving his thoughts on the safe side films. And actually, that shot where Mordecai, takes it out on the DVD. I actually took a screenshot of the DVD, for the part where Mordecai looks over at it, and thus he talks about the safe side, because I actually kind of forgot to film a shot, with just the DVD. But this was a lot of fun making, and it'll be pretty interesting for, keeping you smart and safe on the internet. And there's a blooper coming up as well, because why not? And I remember seeing the Nostalgia Critic doing that as well. So thank you guys for watching, and yep, thanks for listening to this commentary.